let's talk about your primary message for the dads out there. That what's the main point that you want to get across to your community in the fit dad lifestyle?
Yeah, so the main thing that we try and teach people is that they do have enough time and to try and increase their own confidence levels in themselves. Like the biggest thing that, when we ask questions or, talk to people and, I don't have enough time to do, training every day, or I don't have enough time to meal prep, or I don't have enough time to spend, time with my kids. And it's like, well, there's 168 hours in a week, you know, open up your screen time app, and we get them to do it in front of our face or in, a video Zoom. And you're like, okay, so that 6 hours on Facebook, 4 hours Instagram, 3 hours YouTube, Netflix, the list goes on. It's like the time that you just told me you don't have is right there in front of you. It's that your
Mm,
priorities aren't matching what your goals are. And because you aren't hitting those goals, it's also, taking down your confidence levels. And because you don't have confidence levels, it's just aspiring out of control. So,
mm-hmm.
we're really trying to, get dads to not only believe in themselves, but realize that they do have the time to do stuff if they plan it properly, and if they, get that time management, back in line. And, that the kids are imitating everything that we do, so the kids uh, more often than not following in what we are actually doing than what we're actually saying.
Mm,
Like even with our kids, like obviously it's a bit different because they're part of videos. They see dad working out. They, are there, all the time. So if I'm out doing a workout out the backyard or playing basketball or just something random by myself, I can guarantee that the kids will be down there within, a couple of minutes. Whereas, if I'm sitting on my phone or laying on the bed or watching a movie, then I can't expect my kids to be outside playing basketball. They're probably going to be doing exactly the same thing on iPads, or, sitting there watching something on the TV as well. And so that's probably one of the things that we try and, get across to all these dads is, being able to just look after themselves, increase that self confidence, realize that they have enough time to be able to actually do what they want to do in life. And, by making sure that they have that balanced approach to their health and fitness, and that they don't need to be training, to get that six pack, or they don't need to be training to, win that next gold medal. Like if they just do something active every day in a passion of theirs, like it doesn't have to be, that's probably one of the
in the gym.
I've yeah, exactly. And comparison in social media is probably one of the things that I find is the one thing, that is haunting and hurting a lot of fathers, because they're seeing all these, these days, all these before and after photos and all these different things. And, they're all deep diving into that coach who's used the same before and after photo for 10 different programs. He's just changed the date to match whatever his new program is that he's selling. And, it's like, well, this guy, he lost 8 kilos in 6 weeks and this is the program he did. And they're signing up to all this crap out there. And it's like, you're not going to get the results that he got. And okay, for the 5% that do follow everything and have had that training before and can be disciplined enough, you might get there, but chances are as soon as you get there, you're going to fall back into bad habits because you've just had this crash course of just craziness to get these crazy results, and then you're going to fall back into bad habits. And, our biggest thing is, you know, eat well 80% of the time, or eat well when it's in your control. But if you do go to that party, you do get invited to that barbecue, you do have a wedding, a funeral, or whatever, and there's some cake there, or there's a beer there, or whatever, then just do it, because you've still got to live. And if they can train at least 15, 20 minutes a day in something that they love, and that might be rock climbing for some, bike riding for the others, Zumba for the you, boxing for you, whatever the case is. If you do something you love, chances are you're going to be able to sustain it for the next 10 to 20 years. And chances are that you'll want to get your children involved into it as well when they're an age where they can actually do what you're doing. And it's going to give you that new lease on life and allow you to, pass on your love of that individual, activity that you're doing, and, be able to then get involved at a new level, whether it's, coaching or, helping out in any which way. So.
Mm, 100% agree, mate. And a big point that you made there was phone time. A couple of years ago, I listened to a podcast, and the guest was saying that the average person is on their phone for, I can't remember if it was 2 hours 45 minutes or 3 hours 45 minutes every day. And I was like, all right, I'm going to check this. So I downloaded an app,
Yeah.
check my phone time every day, and I was averaging like, 2 hours 45, 3 hours every day. And I was like, fuck, like that adds up to 2.5 months on your phone over the course of a year, right? So I was like, the way that I thought about that, I was like, wow, I need to really reduce my phone time. So I started implementing these practices on a daily basis. And I think I cut my phone time down to 2.5 hours a day over the course of a couple of weeks, and then 2 hours a day over the course of a couple of weeks. And then now it's down to like 90 minutes a day. So when I'm on my phone for 90 minutes per day, that is makes me very intentional with what I'm doing when I do go on my social media. I'm prioritizing what I'm doing. I'm not just mindlessly scrolling. I'm being mindful when I'm using my phone rather than mindless. And I think that's a great point, because you do have that time, but going back to investment, what are you investing your time in? Time is something that you will never get back. So if you're
Yeah.
investing your time in mindless bullshit that is not actually adding to your life, then you know what are you doing, man? You could be much better. Um, you could be investing that time in something that's going to contribute to your life. So yeah, maybe you watching YouTube, but instead of watching some random bullshit, maybe look at your YouTube channel or my YouTube channel. I've got like training sessions. I've got like 10 training sessions on my YouTube channel, 10 sessions in under 20 minutes that people can do anywhere with minimal equipment. Last year when I went through lockdown, I put together, I think probably like 5 or 6 weeks, 3 sessions a week over the course of 4, 5, 6 weeks, where people could train from home using minimal equipment, glide boards, bands, suspension trainers, body weight, etc. So, there's definitely, as you said, YouTube University, right? There's definitely things that you can
Yeah.
watch out there that's going to give you the information and the knowledge to guide you on getting some form of movement in. And most people think that they need to go to the gym for an hour, right? And if the gym is 20 minutes away, then that's 20 minutes to the gym, that's an hour at the gym, that's 20 minutes back, that adds up to 2 hours, man. Like, if you have some equipment at home, very simple equipment, grab a kettlebell, grab some bands, grab a skipping rope, maybe a TRX or a suspension trainer or something like that. Like, you can do so much at home in like a 15-20 minute block every day.
Mate,
And it doesn't even
100%.
have to be every day. It might be, all right, I'm going to commit to doing an hour of training every week. And that might be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm going to do a 20-minute block on those days. Do that for a couple of weeks. If you can do that for a couple of weeks, all right, now I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Now I'm going to increase that to an hour 20. Then I'm going to increase that to an hour 40. And then it might be I'm going to increase those training sessions by 10 minutes, right? Like, that's progressive overload 101, man. Like, that's how you start building habits. That's how you start creating consistency, is choosing a target that you can reach but is also going to challenge you. And then once you can hit that target, then you move to goalposts. Is there anything you want to add to that, or is there um, any specific videos that you have on your YouTube channel that you can send people to?
Yeah, so I think you've hit the nail on the head there. And, in regards to the training at home, I had a bit of a reaction to the second jab about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and since then I haven't been back to the gym because it just, I haven't been able to get the body right, and I've only been training here at home and resistance bands, pull-up bar. I have got a heap of equipment like kettlebells, dead balls, Olympic bars, and all that kind of crap. But I hardly get it out. I literally have just been using the pull-up bar, dumbbells, and resistance bands. And to tell you the truth, in the last month, I've never enjoyed my training more than I am right now, and it's because I'm just
Mm,
mixing things up and I'm doing really basic stuff like 15-20 minute workouts, but I think the beauty that I'm finding is I'm also getting my wife out there and she's getting into the workouts, and our kids are coming down and they're like, Dad, can
and
you
your kids are
you know
watching you, man.
exactly. And in between
Yep.
sets, like I might be having a rest from doing what I'm doing, but my middle son's like, Dad, can I do some pull-ups? And you're like helping him out, and then it's like, Dad, can you show me how to do this? And like, you're not worried. Like, whenever I'm training and the family's around, it's never about a time frame, it's never about reps, it's never about anything. It's
Mm-hmm.
when they stop smiling or they stop enjoying it, then I stop and I'm done. I don't want to, just force them or, be down there and be doing something if they're not involved. But the beauty of doing it here as well is, halfway through the session, we might go have a shoot at the basketball, then we might play Tiggy or tag, or, something like that around, and then
Mm-hmm.
we might go back and do a bit more. And I'm just finding a new love for just, also being around them non-stop and helping my wife get back into things after, giving birth 5 months ago, and shift that final bit of the baby weight, and get back into that routine. And in regards to the programs, we got a training app out there as well, which we've run through the Trainerize platform, and it's just 15-minute workouts. So we went through that whole process of custom building programs and gym programs and strength programs and all this kind of different stuff out there for dads. And it was honestly like we were putting it out there, and people were like, I don't have enough time to do it. And when the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic hit last year, I'm like, and half the gyms were shut, and because we deal with people all around the world, not just Australia. And I just went through the app, I deleted everything out there and made everything a 15 to 20 minute workout that you can do from your living room, and all you need is a set of hexy dumbbells, and that's it. So all
Mm-hmm.
our workouts, we've got 200 different 15 20 minute workouts on there, a set of dumbbells, all you need. And we just made it some absolutely ridiculously low price, just one-off payment, nothing ongoing, um, and that's it. And people have been like, there's people on there lost 20, 30 kilos because we give them a copy of the ebook with just basic, lifestyle, nutritional, sort of choices, and just cleaning up a few things. And yeah, people are just getting crazy results. And we never showcase any of it because I'm against before and after pictures, as I mentioned before. And I just think that
Mm.
they just get used and abused. And I don't need to showcase someone else's results to get clients, and nor do I want to,
Mm.
because that's their own individual achievement, and I know that what that person, their results are not going to be able to be replicated by anyone else, because their life is different, their upbringing is different, their financial, position is different, their priorities, their work, everything's different. So I don't want anyone trying to be, you know, copying anyone else just to get that result. So like, even though they're following the same, 15-minute workouts, they're doing it on a time that suits them, and in a way that suits them.